Hi, good day. Second to our series aim is called intentionality. Intentionality. Perhaps you have a plan already this year. You have already a goal set in mind this year. Sa mga wala pang plan this year, I suggest you make your plan. You make your goals. Sabi nga ng kasabihan, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And you don't want to live your life in an autopilot mode. Because if you always do what you always have done, you will always get what you always have. Walang sino mang taong gusto sumakay sa eroplano na hindi alam ng piloto kung saan siya pupunta. That's right mga kapatid, you need to have a plan. Sa mga meron ng plano and you have already written your goals for this year, that's good. That's good. Perhaps, you want to become a better version of you this year. May mga pag-uugali tayong kailangang baguhin. Or perhaps sa iyong career, you want to add a new skill set. That's good. That's a good plan. Spiritually, maybe you want to level up sa iyong paglilingkod sa ating Panginoon. That's good. I think that's a very good plan. If there are things last year na hindi mo nagawa for the Lord, this year you are planning to really execute it, I am all for you this year. So, even sa ating financial na mga area mga kapatid, we have a lot of plans to do. Perhaps most of you ay gusto magkaroon ng ipon. Perhaps gusto nyo mabawasan or matanggal ang mga utang. And and physically, we want to stay healthy. We want to stay fit. There are a lot of plans we have mga kapatid. But do you know that having plans will not make you grow? Here's my point. May isang lolo nagtanong sa kanyang apo, Apo, there are 5 frogs in the lake. 4 of them decided to jump. Ilan na lang ang natira? What's your answer? Ang natira ay 5 pa rin. Why? Because there's a huge difference between decision and action. Planning and doing. Having intentions and desires and really acting on it. It's a huge difference mga kapatid. And most of us are good in this side but very weak in this side. So, sa hapong ito, in this episode mga kapatid, we will talk about intentionality. Perhaps you already heard the word intentionality. But in this series, we will study it in a different way, studying its dimensions, at makikita natin perhaps saan tayo nagkulang sa ating execution mga kapatid. So, in fact, I would like to test you right now sa inyong intentionality. Would you please subscribe? Be intentional to subscribe. Okay? If you already did, thank you. And without further ado, let's dig into intentionality coming up. The key to living a progressive life is called intentionality. People who are intentional, the people who make a difference, and the people who live a life of significance, they have one thing in common, and that's called intentionality. Now, let us spell out intentionality in 3 words. Ito po yung dimensions of intentionality. The first word is deliberate, the second word is consistent, and the third word is willful. Pag-aaralan po natin yan mga kapatid sa episode na ito, itong 3 words. Now, let me tell you something. Ang paglago po ay hindi aksidente at hindi po ito automatic. Some people believe that they will grow as time goes by. They believe na habang tumatanda sila, they believe that growth also will follow. People will say, siguro pag nag 40 years old na ako, I will have that kind of wisdom and knowledge. Bata pa kasi ako ngayon. That's a good excuse. Some of you will say, siguro pag nag-10 taon na ako sa trabaho kong ito, makakaipon na ako. Well, that's a good excuse mga kapatid, but it's not gonna help. Because growth po ay hindi po ito automatic. You cannot expect to grow as time goes by. Time is just given as a tool for you to use for your growth. But what if tinulugan mo lang yung 10 taon, you will not grow. And by the way, hindi po aksidente ang paglago. You don't wake up one day and you feel like, oh, I'm becoming mature. No. I repeat, hindi automatic ang paglago, hindi rin aksidente ang paglago. In order for you to grow, you need to have a deliberate effort. Ano ba yung deliberate, mga kapatid? Ito po yung sinasadya, pinupursige, tinitikis, at mayroon dapat tayong kusa. John Maxwell said, everything that is worthwhile is an uphill. In Philippians chapter 2, verse 12, ang sabi dito, therefore, my beloved, as you have always obeyed, so now, not only as in my presence, but much more in my absence, work out your salvation with fear and trembling. For it is God who works in you, both to will and to work according to His good pleasure. Now, don't get me wrong. Ang sabi dito, ang kaligtasan ay hindi pinagtatrabahuan, regalo yan. Pero ang paglago, pinagtatrabahuan yan. Kaya sabi dyan, you need to work out your salvation. He didn't say work for. You need to work out. My point here is that if you want to grow, you need to be intentional in your growth. Hindi mo pwedeng iasa ang iyong paglago sa iba. No one will do it for you. Kaya be intentional. Be deliberate. Ang pagkamit ng ating mga goals sa buhay, personal, spiritual, financial, ay hindi po aksidente. Pinagsisikapan yan. Look, ang pera ay pinagsisikapan. Kung tatanungin mo yung mga nagninegosyo, nagsisikap yan sila. Dahil hindi ka pamaraanan ni Lord ang biglang yaman. Scam kasi yan. Ang talino ay pinagsisikapan din. Kailangan mo mag-spend ng years to acquire knowledge. Ang pagiging magaling sa iyong ginagawa o sa iyong craft ay pinagsisikapan din. Musicians practice a lot. Ibig sabihin, walang madali sa mga bagay na mahalaga. At hindi mo ito nakukuha ng aksidente. O hindi po ito automatic. Makukuha mo ito sa pagpupursige, pagtitikis, pagdidisiplina sa ating mga sarili. That's the word deliberate, mga kapatid. Everything that is worthwhile is an uphill. Kailangang deliberate tayo. Number 2 is the word consistent. Consistent are small disciplines or small tasks repeated on a frequent basis. It will surely lead to great achievements. Being intentional means being consistent. Alam mo, itong mga nagda-diet, alam nila ito, na kailangan nilang magiging consistent if they want results. But alam nyo bakit nahihirapan tayo sa area ng consistency? I believe because of 2 things. Number 1, ayaw nating nahihirapan at wala tayong pasensya. Number 2, kailangan natin ng motivation. Let me break it down. Ayaw nating nahihirapan. But mga kapatid, lahat ng bagay ay mahirap sa simula. Later on, maging madali na yan. Sabi nga sa isang Persian poet, have patience. All things are difficult before they become easy. Minsan, may mga bagay na ayaw mo sa simula pero later on, nagugustuhan mo na. I will share a testimony to you. Kami mag-asawa, before we go off to somewhere, we prayed together in the car. Our aim is gusto naming ma-train ang aming mga anak, especially si Noel, in the habit of prayer. But Noel, in the backseat, she don't want to pray. Gusto lang niya maglaro. Nevertheless, we consistently pray wherever we go, and we don't mind her. Ngunit one day, nagmamadali kami. We forgot to pray, and we just drive off. To our surprise, hindi pa kami nakalayo, sinabi ni Noel sa amin, Dad, we don't pray. Can you believe that? She's telling us to pray. Ni-review kami ng aming anak. I thought hindi niya gusto. But because of our consistency in praying, hinahanap niya yon. In her mind, there's something missing. And would you believe, today, siya na po ang naglilid ng aming prayer every time kami ay umaalis. Be consistent. Be intentional. The second thing why nahihirapan tayo sa consistency is we thought we need to be motivated. Well, maaring motivated sa simula pero sa gitna nawawala. My friends, listen to this. I don't believe in motivation. The whole idea of motivation is a trap. I mean, you can be motivated after hearing this, or after watching an inspirational movie, or maybe motivated by a friend. But it is only for a while. It will not last long. You can be motivated or inspired for 1 or 2 days, maybe perhaps a week. But after that, what? Anong nangyari? Motivation is parang apoy ng kugon yan eh. Malaki ang apoy sa simula pero mabilis din siyang mawala. Yung masipag sa simula pero later on nawawala ang kasipagan, nawawala ang fire. Kumbaga sa kanta, para tayong intro boys. Hanggang intro na lang. Motivation keeps you going, but discipline keeps you growing. For me, I think motivation is like, when you start the engine of the car. That's motivation. But what keeps the car running? It's your gasoline. In fact, if you don't have a gasoline, hindi ka nalalayo. And what is the gasoline, mga kapatid, sa ating mga aim and goal sa buhay? The gasoline is the big why. The reason why you are doing these things. The reason why do you want this goal to happen in your life. Friends, have a strong why. Teach and remind yourself why you are doing this, why this is important to you. Because everything that you do should and must always be attached to your belief and values. I don't want to be called a motivational speaker. I'm not a motivational speaker. I'm just clearing the bush for you to see that if gagawin mo ito, this will happen. If hindi mo gagawin, the opposite will happen. Now, it's for you to decide. Bottom line, either nahihirapan ka or you are not motivated, my advice is don't quit easily. Go on. Be consistent. Discipline yourself. Realize that things of value is always an uphill. Remind yourself of the why. If you quit easy, it will become your habit. Makasanayan mo na hindi mo tapusin ang mga bagay na yung sinimulan, and you will become a consistent quitter. We don't want to be called a consistent quitter. Be consistent in your D group, in your prayer, in your devotion. Be consistent in the things that will make you grow. The third dimension of intentionality is called being willful. Being intentional is a choice we must make and continue making as we face obstacles and challenges. Making a difference takes an ongoing effort. Ganito kasi mga kapatid. Yes, you have a goal. You have a good goal. You have a good target in this year. Along the way, you will face obstacles and challenges. But intentional people are willful people. If the other is consistent, this one is being persistent. Ibig sabihin, hindi ka basta-bastang natatangay ng hangin. Hindi ka basta-bastang humihinto. Hindi ka basta-bastang nasa sidetrack o nawala ka sa direksyon dahil na-impluensyahan ka ng ibang tao. Yes, sometimes merong stopover, merong delay, merong panahon na mabagal ang iyong pag-usad. But you never stop. You never stop. Because you are persistent. You are willful. You keep going into that direction. Willful means nagpapatuloy tayo kahit may mga challenges at pagsubok along the way. Now, let me share practical tips to you to live an intentional life. Number 1, convert your intention into action. Ano ibig sabihin nito, kapatid? Stop dreaming, start doing. Instead of fantasy, make strategy. Not occasional but continual. Not emotion but discipline. Not passive but active. Not somebody should but I will. Not someday but today. Remove all the excuses, mga kapatid, sa ating mga isipan. Much more so in our Christian life. Anong sabi ni James sa ating sa salita ng Diyos? Be doers of the word, not hearers only, deceiving yourselves. That's a key for intentional living. Be doers of the word. Number 2, invest on your growth. Kapatid, take it seriously. You need to invest in your growth. Buy books. Buy Kindle. Buy the things that makes you grow. Invest your time. Enroll sa mga courses. Don't miss every opportunity of growth. Invest on things that matters. Be intentional. Invest in your talent. I believe talent is a God-given gift. Pinagkatiwala ni Lord sa atin upang ating pagyamanin, to develop, to improve, and be used for His glory. So, invest, mga kapatid. Sabi pa sa Galatians 6 verse 7, why we need to invest? Because whatever a man sow, he shall reap. Galatians 6:7. Number 3, build an intentional daily habit of growth. Don't run your life on autopilot mode. Pag automatic, hindi mo na pinag-iisipan pa yan eh. Pagising sa umaga, ligo, kain, trabaho. Pagbalik sa bahay, kain, FB, tulog. Well, if sa routine na ito, mga kapatid, hindi ka lumalago, what makes you think nalalago ka this year if hindi mo babaguhin itong routine na ito? You will never change your life until you change something you do daily. So, in conclusion, there are 3 types of people, mga kapatid. Number 1, those who make things happen. Those who watch things happen. And those who wonder what happened. Kapatid, you are on your way to making your life into a great story. You know, it's not too late. That's why God gave us a new year. God gave us a blank sheet of paper this year. You know, with the right attitude and intentional living, you can start to live a life of significance. So, umaandar na ba ang ating mga sasakyan sa 2020? Naka-start na ba ang engine? May mga GPS na ba tayo? Do we have enough gasoline? May destination na ba tayo? Then it's time to get intentional and drive. God bless you.